Greetings. It is far too warm to be sitting on the back porch, and quite frankly, I forgot to do this when I was at church today because we were busy talking and doing and planning and all sorts of other good stuff. So the Monday memo, once again, from my wife's office at home. Hopefully the dogs behave as well. So a couple of things that are going on right now before we get to worship. Virtual Bible study is going, or virtual VBS is going right on now. You can go to our Joy Zone page and find out more about that. We're also signing up folks to have conversations about Vision 2020, and we're continuing to work on that project. There's some really great opportunities right now for us if we continue to push forward with this. And if that is something the congregation as a whole still feels that it can be behind, it's an excellent opportunity to take advantage of our current situation. So we'd love for you to be informed and make a good, solid choice. We're going to probably be having a vote on this process on August 2nd. Drive-in worship is still happening this weekend, and so we encourage you to join us for that if you'd like. This weekend we are continuing our series on Adam Hamilton's book, Unafraid, so we would encourage you to continue to join us for that. Tomorrow, on Wednesday night, we're having our Bible study, our book study on this, and if you'd like to join us for that, give me an email, and I'd love to have you included on our Zoom study for that. Well, now sort of the big news for the week is that we are resuming in-person worship this weekend on Sunday. And we're doing it. It's not going to be the way it used to be. Hello, Jeanette. But we're going to adapt. The services will be shorter. And there's lots of other things that are going on. So I want to make sure that you understand a little bit of where we went through and how we got through here. So we want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to worship. And because we do 3 different styles of worship at St. John's, it's a little difficult to balance all those things out. So we thought that by continuing to stream the contemporary service and our traditional service, those are very good options for some folks who do not feel like returning to worship at this time is an option for them. So those will remain. The Saturday night service we're doing outside to give an option for those who feel that they want to get out of the house and join in worship, but they're not quite comfortable enough to come into the building. So that is another option. We're hoping to bring in, as they feel comfortable, the SES band to do some of the music on that, as well as others, just to bring some variety of the different gifts that we have on that Saturday drive-in service. Sunday mornings, we will gather for worship, and we'll have our 8:30 service as normal at that time. But we ask that if you come to that service, that you register beforehand. Actually, come to any of the services on Sunday. You'll need to register beforehand. You can do that by clicking on the email or on the link that is in the email that we sent out today, or calling the church office between 10 and 4 Monday through Thursday. And those are the hours we'll be at church and having people answer the phone. So if you'd like to register for worship, that's the time to do it, or use the link. That'll be the easiest way to do it. So whether it's the 8:30 service or the 10 o'clock service, you need to register. There's only so many spots that we have available, and once it's full, and we can't take any more. You'll just have to wait and hopefully be able to sign up for the next week or a week after that to be able to join in for worship. As time goes on, we may adjust those as well. But right now, for safety's sake, we're capping it at about a 25% capacity. So in the sanctuary, that means roughly 70-ish, and that includes musicians and pastors. So fewer than that will be admitted in for worship. And then downstairs in the PLC, I think it's roughly 100, 125. So we're going to limit the Community of Joy service to that number. There will be no nursery during this time or anything else. There aren't going to be donuts right away coming back, and I know that will disappoint a few of you. But we do have a deal in order to support Denny's, who's been very good to us at St. John's over the years. We have a coupon. So if you come to worship, you can grab a coupon and then head over to Denny's and get yourself a donut, and maybe buy a few other donuts while you're there, because that's what you should do, just to support our local businesses. So if you want to do that, that would be a great opportunity to take part in that as well. So getting back to Sunday at worship. So how do you do this? So you register beforehand. All right. And then you will come to church. But we ask a couple of things. When you come to church, you need to be wearing a mask as you enter the building, all right? And that mask needs to stay on for the duration. If you are not, and you take it off, or whatever happens to be the case, lest you sneeze and just need to readjust yourself, that's fine. But we're going to demand that you do that. Otherwise, we're not having church. Plain and simple. All right? So wear a mask. There will be masks provided if you need one. We'll have hand sanitizer and all sorts of other good stuff. We're not handing out bulletins or anything else. We will be using the hymnals, and there'll be about a week's time between the use of the hymnals, and that has been proven to be a safe and absolutely positive way to do that. So we're doing that all for the 8 o'clock service. So register, come, wear a mask, keep the mask on, and then the ushers will be able to usher you to where you get to sit. If you ask nicely, maybe they will sit you in a place, but more than likely they may have to bring you to the front or to wherever there is an open spot for you to fit in. This is not life as normal, like I said. So we are doing the best we can to maximize our space. We only have so many spaces, so that we'll have to make sure that people are properly distanced, and you need to stay in that space during the duration of the service. These are all things for the time being. As situation changes, and I certainly pray that it does, sooner rather than later, we will continue to adapt. Same thing holds true. If you're coming to the COJ service, register ahead of time, come wearing a mask, and we'll have hand sanitizer. There will be nothing handed out to you. If you want to grab news while you're there, that is certainly something that you can do. And you can grab one of those coupons for a free donut. You can do that as well. But we ask that you, again, you will be seated, and the ushers will set you in appropriate places at that point in time. The service course in COJ will all be on the screen, so that should be relatively easy to do. And so we ask that you just follow along, follow the instructions, and this is something that we do for the good of all who are gathering. If you don't feel good, stay home. All right? Even if this is your one shot at coming to church, Jesus understands. It'll all be good. Stay home. Be safe. The services will be different. They'll be abbreviated. We're still doing communion, but we'll be doing it on the last weekend of the month, like we do on Saturday night. We'll also be offering it at those two services. As time goes by, we may offer it more often as we have resources and ability to do so. As you may know, stopping is one thing. Restarting sometimes is quite another. So we're trying to do this smart and helpful and trying to be considerate of all the different preferences that are out there. I know we're not hitting all the sweet spots for everybody, but we are trying to do the best job we can with the resources that we have at hand, both technological and people-wise, to do the best job we can reaching out and growing forward. Currently, the numbers more or less are still trending in a positive direction in this neck of the woods. We hope that that's true. If that changes, we will probably change as well. If that changes to the good, we may be able to open up more. If that changes to the point where there is a resurgent of infection, and we do have a bunch of college kids returning to campus, that could change life in our community. That's a very real possibility. But know that we are paying attention, we're following best practices, and if there happens to be an outbreak or a situation, that we will make choices thoughtfully and prayerfully, using the best of science and common sense, if that's a thing that we can guarantee. It's a lot of words. So forgive me for being wordy. I'm a little excited about it because this is, well, I've been doing this for a long time, and I miss that rhythm of regular Sunday worship. So that's the other thing you may want to know too, is when you show up, whoever's the preaching pastor on that day, that's who will be leading worship. The other pastor will not be there. That's for a couple of reasons. One is we want to have as many people in worship as we can in that space, and by adding other staff people, that limits that. But the other side is that to keep us free, in case there happens to be an outbreak or there happens to be a tricky situation with COVID, that keeps both Pastor Ann and myself at different spaces where we won't necessarily be floating around in the same situation. So that should limit the odds there a little bit. We're just, again, nobody ever trains you for this stuff in school, but we've talked about it, we've read, we've prayed, we've studied, we've prayed some more, we've sought input. So if this is something that feels comfortable to you, we would love to have you sign up for worship this weekend and the weekends to follow. If things change, we'll do our best to communicate to you, both via email and technologically. This will get posted up on YouTube once I'm done with the live stream here on Facebook. I will post this up on YouTube for those who prefer that form of social media so that they're on the same page. So hello, YouTube peoples. So we will continue to update you as best you can. If you have questions, email myself or Pastor Ann. If you have any other issues, please reach out to us and understand that as we make these decisions, that you are in mind. Believe it or not, I've been around for long enough now that most of you are ingrained up here for good or ill. So, during my prayers, during the times where we consider that, we're trying to bring all these things to bear. So there's just lots going on. It's both interesting, a little frightening, but we pray God's presence with us. So thank you very much, Mary. Good to have words of reassurance during this time as well. So I appreciate, and the staff does as well, whenever you let them know how much you appreciate that, whether it's Steve's Daily Blessings, or whether it's the different things that the youth groups are doing, or the different things that we're doing to bring church to you and engage in faithful discipleship. We give thanks for all those things, and we thank you for noticing what has been done. Your staff has done a fantastic job under unique circumstances, and hopefully going forward we'll have learned some things, we've grown, and I'm pretty sure that's the case. So, but I can't emphasize enough, because I know people and sometimes we forget, if you want to come to worship on Sunday, whether it be at 8:30 or 10 o'clock, you have to get your reservation in. So either go online, click the link, or call the church office tomorrow after 10 o'clock, and we will make sure that if there are spaces available, that they're set aside for you. All right. Well, let's take a moment just to kind of give thanks to God for bringing us this far, and giving thanks to God for this week. As we launch into this week on this Monday, it's been a little hot, but the humidity hasn't been horrible. Again, another time where I give thanks where I don't live in Houston. But let's take some time. I shouldn't say things like that. Let's take a moment for prayer. Gracious and loving God, in the midst of times that are uncertain, of disease that seems to be frightening, your love and your promise go with us always. You reassure us of your grace and mercy, that in all things you work together for our good. Sometimes it is difficult to see. Sometimes it brings us to near anguish. But we know that your presence is with us, that your love covers all things. Bless our congregation as we seek to gather once again for worship. Guide us, strengthen us, and lead us into right paths for your name's sake. Bless us and keep us. Be with those in our community that struggle with that because of lack of income or injustice in any form. Strengthen them and bring us alongside where we might do the best and the most good for all people. We give you thanks for the mercies that you have shown to us, that we may show to others. We ask that you'll be with those who show mercy on a regular day basis by bringing healing and help for our healthcare professionals, for our teachers, for our police officers and first responders, for the members of our military who are far from home. And we ask, gracious Lord, in particular, that where there is a wrong, that you may bring a right. Where there is struggle, you may bring hope and strength. We ask these things, and whatever else you see that we need this day, in the name of our risen Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen. Well, God bless you all. I hope to see you real soon, maybe this weekend. All right. God bless. Take care. I love you. Bye-bye.